It's time to investigate the walnut hulls and the nuts. I'm just going to keep them all together. People are always talking about the hulls, but now these are old. I picked these up in West Virginia in my mother's little pasture next door to her house. Let me see, it was March. The best time to get these really is in the fall, right after they come to the ground, but I wasn't there in the fall. Didn't know about it. Wasn't even dyeing things back then. So I'm going to dump all of these into this big pot of water and let it sit there for the afternoon. There it is. Now some of these seeds were actually starting to sprout. I don't see any in here now, but there were some that had a little, white coming out of the seed. Very interesting. Has a very earthy aroma. Oh, there's bugs coming out. Wow, I better put a lid on that. Yikes. I will strain. I think I'll put that outside. Ooh, looking a little buggy. Here's one cat. There's two cats. Lucy. She's so naughty. She knows she's not supposed to do that. Hi again. I thought I'd better bring you in on this before I go any further. Here is my big dye bath full of old walnut hulls and the seeds inside. And that's probably totally the wrong way to do it. However, let me get a spoon. It is making a nice dark dye bath. Sorry about the steam on the camera. And I did take the pH of this one, and it was extremely dark. That's the pH on that one. So it's very alkaline. I also have a nice full lichen dye bath back here. I started soaking it yesterday afternoon in cold water, warmed it up today, added vinegar. Now I added a lot of ammonia to this one. Okay, that's a big old pot. I probably put a cup or two of ammonia in there. This is the pH of this lichen pot after I put some vinegar in it, probably a quarter of a cup. Added a little bit more and was able to get it to go a little bit redder. So I'm kind of excited about that. We'll see what that does. I just watched a video, which I'll try to remember to link up here, about a girl who was doing black walnut dye. And she did different mordants and all kinds of stuff and got 6 or 8 different colors. So I don't think I'll do that, but I'm going to try to, first of all, strain the walnuts out and save them. I'm going to use this old kitty litter tub. They're so sturdy. Hate to throw them out. And then I'm going to strain my lichen bath into here. I've got some Romney Roving that I got from the Woolery. I've got about half of it here and half of it here. And the real excitement at our house today is that there's guys here, I guess from the power company or something, working on, oh my goodness, he is way up in that tree, working on cutting our branches. There's a guy, I don't know if you can see him. He's in the tree all the way to the left. He's way up there. He's dropping stuff. Oh my goodness. He's standing on those pine branches, and I know how brittle they are. I think that's crazy. He must be, I'm sure he's in a harness, but still, I wouldn't trust the harness attached to that tree. I'm a little concerned for his welfare. Okie dokie, here we go with these dyes. Let me show you what I have in the pots. This is the black walnut dye strained. This is a little bit of the black walnut dye with a good bit of iron water in it, like a tablespoon and a half or so. And then over here, this is the regular lichen dye. It's a very strong one. I'm hoping to get that bright orange again. And then in the back, I've got the same lichen dye, again, with iron water added. Let's see what we get. So here's the arrangement. I've got one long piece of roving. Now this is Romney, I believe. I'm not sure. This might be, no, I think this is the rest of the Jacob. I might need to put more into this because the bath is quite dark. Look at that already. And this seems even darker. That looks black. But it probably won't be when it's finished. And I have to switch spoons, honestly. Look how dark it is just where the spoon was. Okay, and here's the first lichen. Looking pretty good. Now, I've only just put it in there a minute ago. And gradually, the dye will soak up between the two, and you'll get a blending here at the join. Hopefully the same thing over there, although it's quite a distance, so I may have to help it some. And back here we have the iron water. Boy, okay, let's see what that does. I'd like to avoid just a gray. So I'm going to turn a very low heat on all these, except for, of course, this is what I had to use for my, this is a my cut up ammonia container, which I rinsed out very well, cleaned very well. So this is what's happening today. Isn't it exciting? Can't wait to see what I get. It's time to take this fiber out of here. I've got some other that I'm still working on, but let's see what this looks like when I rinse it. Well, that looks more like it. That's really nice orange, pretty deep. Now let's see. It's interesting. The lichen that I left without the iron water is darker and brighter. This one is actually lighter. It's also very pretty. I love that darker one. Let me show you the difference just in the rinse. Even in the rinse you can see it. This is the one that had no iron water, and this is the one that did have iron water. And that's just interesting. I usually think iron water is supposed to make it darker, yes, sadder, but usually darker, grayer, but it didn't happen this time. All right, I'm going to get these dried and on the drying rack, and then I may try to do some kind of an exhaust bath arrangement with these two before I throw them out and see what I get. So here is the fiber. Now there's a little bit of, well, there's a good bit of VM from that black walnuts that are still left in there. But let me tell you what we have here. I wish the light were better again, but here is the black walnut without the iron water. Here is the black walnut with the iron water. Notice it's lighter. Here is the lichen, and that was a good, strong, wonderful lichen bath with some old lichen. And maybe that's part of the success of that orange. I mean, it is deeper than what you see. It's the color of some of those girls who do cottagecore stuff on YouTube and Instagram and TikTok and stuff. I don't do TikTok, but and they have just really red hair. It's more that color. And then here you can see the transition between the pots. And here it is much lighter with the iron water, which is very interesting to me. Obviously, iron water doesn't make things darker. It just makes it more muted, I suppose. Anyway, that was super fun. Now, these are drying. They'll be dry by tomorrow. I have so much fiber to spin. And I still have plenty of white that I'm going to dye. That's what's in here. This is the rest of the Romney, and this is Finn. And that's really quite a bit. See, that was a lichen dye, and it is so much paler than the one I just did. I think using old lichen instead of fresh lichen is better. I've got just so much down there. I could spin for a year and not get through it. And it's all clean and ready to go, really. Now, this I'm going to have to work on getting that VM out of there as I spin it. I'm hoping when it dries, a lot of it will fall out. We will see. The last thing I'm going to do is an exhaust bath with both of those, with some more of the Romney that I got from the Woolery, and both of those vats are still on the stove, and I pre-soaked the Romney this time in some soda ash dye fixative that I got at the hospice store, the thrift store, and I'm going to see if it does any better job. Especially, I would love to get something that is brown, but it's not a very dark brown. But it's the best brown I've got so far. I'd love something darker, though. I think if I can get some walnuts in the fall that are green, the hulls, that I would get an even better, darker brown.